Welcome to A Deeper Look. I'm Tony Love III. Today's guest is Dorian Gray. According to some anonymous sources, the wealthy socialite Dorian has been living a life of sin. Today we will confront him and dig down into one of our age's most pressing secrets. What is Dorian Gray up to?
Hello, Tony.
Welcome to the show, Dorian. Now, Dorian, let's get down to business. As Mr. Campbell has accused you of, have you gone in your life from corruption to corruption?
Heavens no. I'll have you know that I have been living rather splendidly. No corruption and nothing grotesque.
Is that so? What about your mysterious disappearances where you're gone for weeks at a time, where not even your servants know where you are?
Well, Tony, I retire to my cottage in the south, where, I just relax in the tepid air. And, I make merry with the small, swarthy men of those towns. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Every man needs some free time.
Perhaps, but the force of some of these rumors has grown so large, how can you possibly deny them? How is it that so many are wrong, and from your looks, it seems to me that...
Well, Tony, it's impossible for a man of my stature, society, youth, and innocence to be sinful. It just doesn't happen.
Well, no, not quite.
Well, that's not the case. You see, these rumors come up because old men are jealous of my youth and good looks.
We cut to a commercial break. And we're back. This is your host, Tony Love III, with Basil Hallward.
So Basil, what do you have to say about these allegations on Mr. Gray's drug habits and activities at the East End?
Well, Tony, I simply cannot entertain the idea that Dorian is not what he seems to be. Dorian is a beautiful, brainless creature, and these loathsome and hateful allegations, they're ridiculous. To me, he is the flowers that we need in the wintertime. There's something about him that tells me that indeed he is a good character, that he has a beautiful heart about him, and with such good looks, how could he possibly not be? It seems as though he's someone whose mere personality would absorb my entire body, my entire soul.
Well, Mr. Hallward, you seem to be very fond of Mr. Gray.
Oh, fond is that minutia of our relationship. I feel that we have developed a bond that is rotten steel. If I don't see Dorian every day, I could not be happy. He is absolutely necessary for me.
Well, now that we know how you feel about Dorian, could you tell us about the painting you painted for him?
Oh, the painting. The painting was my masterpiece, the apex of my artistic career. One never forgets such perfection, especially perfection in such eyes as Dorian.
Well, I've been told that you haven't seen the portrait since Dorian accepted it, and because of this, you weren't able to exhibit it in France?
Oh, I would have died if I could have exhibited in France. But perhaps it is for the best. For such, every portrait that is painted with such feeling is not of the sitter, it is of the artist. You cannot. Displaying such a portrait would have just shown the secret of my own soul.
Alright, but Dorian, he has been engaged in sex, drugs, and ruining the lives of young men.
Enough with these fictitious allegations. I know from the smallest fibers of my own heart that he is genuinely kind-hearted. If you would take his childhood in consideration, from his upbringing as a small and innocent creature, you wouldn't believe that he was performed such deeds as in question.
Well, Mr. Hallward, we have some video evidence that may change your mind.
Oh, bring it on.
This is Tony Love III. I've been following Dorian Gray through the narrow streets of London for 2 miles now. I have no idea where I am right now. I'm unfamiliar with this East End. Here he goes.
I'm here. Hey ladies, Catherine, Marie, Shanae, Alexa, oh, and Mary. Sorry I got you ill, but you know, it all comes with the job, doesn't it? Huh. Do you have any little girls, 8 to 12? You know what they say, take them while they're a seed, because eventually they'll sprout into a flower. You, come with me.
So the rumors have been confirmed. Dorian Gray is at the East End, making whoopee.
Unfortunately, while we were replaying the video evidence of Dorian, Basil Howard ran out in a blind fury. So in his spot, we have Dorian's best friend, Lord Henry.
Nice to see you again, Dorian. Thank you for having me on the show, Tony.
And along with Lord Henry, we also have Basil's portrait of Dorian Gray.
My portrait?
Oh, the beautiful piece by Basil, yes? It seems as though the picture is not the only thing they have of you, Dorian. They also have your soul.
So Henry, did you know that the picture contained Dorian's soul?
Oh, of course. The soul decayed while the flesh stays true. The picture wears while the skin blooms. Similarly, Dorian looks to me as a friend for guidance from time to time. I responded, nothing can cure the soul but the senses. Nothing can cure the senses but the soul.
Henry, I want to be good. You poisoned me with a book once. I should not have forgiven that. Harry, promise me that you'll never give that book to anyone. It does harm.
Oh, come on. There's no such thing as a moral or immoral book. Books are either badly written or well written. That is all. I only opened the door for you, Dorian. You had to walk through it.
A yellow book, you say? Could you share the contents of the book with us?
It was a novel with one character and no plot. The character spent his life trying to realize the passions and the modes of thought. The character lived in senses, delighting in spiritual ecstasies.
It was a terrible influence on me. Basil loved me for the innocent person I once was. Now I can't even look at myself. Harry, you've ruined my life.
After that last scene, Dorian ran out in a fit of rage. Here's some footage of that incident. So from the events that have taken place in Dorian's life, it can be seen how a person can be corrupted by the Faustian bargain of eternal youth and happiness. We've also touched on the social ironies of Victorian England, where the upper class indulged themselves in sinful deeds, using the lower class peasants as sex tools, while the middle class blindly admired the upper class for their superficialities. Remember to tune in next week to a deeper look. I'm Tony Love III. Good night and good luck.
I look so stupid when I say like, oh, you've got my picture.
Take off your glasses.
Dude, we all have to take a hit.
Maybe I should take off my glasses when you tell me how the picture looks.
You're like, what?
That's going in the blooper reel.